As you hopefully agree, being in the car scene and driving can be really awesome, and there are great people. Unfortunately, though, there are also plenty of not so great people who somehow got both a driver's license and a car, and it can suck running into them. Although the worst is the occasional old lady who seems nice and friendly, but really you see her touching cars and even letting her purse scrape against them. Then you become the bad guy when you're forced to do the chivalrous thing for the greater good of the community. Anyway, though, bad drivers are much more common, and here are 8 of the worst types. Let's get into it. Toss in the comments what the worst type of driver is, and if I missed any, also smash that like button for the algorithm. I actually hate when people say that, so I'm kidding, but if you do enjoy, a like is genuinely appreciated. I also should say, aside from 1 or 2 of these, this is mainly just for entertainment. I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect, and if you do these, it doesn't instantly mean you're a bad person or you need to be thrown into a gulag. But anyway, first one is the driver who acts like they're in a turboed Miata in a Mario Kart game when really they're in a semi with a trailer. This one first came to me when I was cruising down a 2-lane highway, in the left lane passing a line of people. Then in the right lane there was a break, probably like 8-ish car lengths long, and then a semi-truck behind another car. They're going slightly under typical right lane speed, and I'm really trying to not exaggerate here, but as I'm probably like 4 car lengths back and would have been passing them within like 5 seconds, the semi shoots into the left lane, and I watched the trailer swaying back and forth so much you'd think it was one of those inflatable tube guys that just finished 7 Four Locos after not eating for 5 days. There's also the semi-driver, semi-driver you occasionally see riding on the trunk of someone's car in cruising traffic when everyone knows damn well that truck couldn't stop in a third of the distance of the car in front of it. And for the next one, we've got people who take up the whole on-ramp looking around for their gas pedal, traveling a steady 30 miles an hour down the whole thing, then happen to find it after merging onto the highway where everyone else is traveling at 65 miles an hour or more. You could also argue there are the people who make sure to brake down to like 30 miles an hour before getting close to an off-ramp, but those people seem more rare to me. Sometimes it's old people, and sometimes I'd guess it's new drivers, although now I'd probably sound like a cranky, wrinkling geezer, but it really kind of defeats the whole point of an on-ramp and a merging lane. And sometimes there won't be a real on-ramp and it's super short, in which case those suck. But most of the time I'm behind someone like this, I can't help but sit back and wonder,
what is going on inside their head?
Now again, the old geezer in me might come back a little, but next is people who shamelessly keep their high beams on forever. I don't mean to flex with these big ad money checks I've got rolling in, but I feel like I see 75% of this from older, cheap sedans. I don't know if they do it because their headlights just aren't as good, in which case, yeah, you do have to see, but that doesn't mean every car in front of them wants to get hit with them too. And I'll admit 2 things. First is that I'm one of the idiots who instinctively stares right into oncoming headlights. That is 100% my fault. It's mostly because I subconsciously try to figure out what most cars are, unless I make myself not do it. And second is I always end up giving people the benefit of the doubt if I'm not sure if it's their high beams or not, so I usually don't flash people unless I'm sure. That comes from not wanting to be rude if I'm wrong, and from slight PTSD from when I started driving, thought some new F-150 had their high beams on, and was proved incredibly wrong after flashing them when they turned their actual LED suns on. Speaking of high beams, numero 4 is the people who instantly and constantly flash their lights at people in the left lane who are actively passing someone else. We all know the left laners who match the speed of the car next to them, or go even slower, or just refuse to move. That's for later. But I'm talking about the times when whoever's in the left lane is going 5 to 10 over the middle lane speed, and they're in the process of passing a certain car. Then every once in a while, the timing lines up just right where that person who needs to go 30 miles an hour faster than everyone else in traffic flies up behind you, starts flashing their lights instantly as if you've got anywhere to go, or you could instantly go 20 miles an hour faster. It's gotta be that drivers like this get on the highway, see the left lane, and can't help but think like I do when I make a nice, beautiful, sexy, fudgy batch of brownies that I agreed to bring to a group hangout.
After all, why not? Why shouldn't I keep it?
And now for the other tail of the head sign. I mean, coin of the tailhead. Nailed it. Next are the people who go walking speed in the left lane and block everyone from passing. Then when they finally move out of the left lane after 10 minutes, they speed up by like 15 miles an hour. I can't imagine much of an explanation for this. After I'm passing people in the left lane and I've got someone waiting behind me, I feel more relaxed once I move into the middle lane, so if anything, I'd naturally slow down after getting out of the way. So for this one, I don't know. Now, as an arch nemesis of the slow left laners, it's people who drive like lanes don't exist. They change lanes constantly with no blinkers ever, really, desperately trying to get an extra 2 cars ahead of where they just were. And when that doesn't work out for them, because half the time you're better off just waiting, they start to malfunction and sit directly over the line for like a mile or more. It's as if the guy's waiting for all the NPCs around them to be like, oh shit, we have to help this guy get to his Red Bull as fast as possible so he can get back to saving the world by trash talking people on Rocket League. So they open up a lane and hide him from any cops. And as unfortunately a classic one, it's drunk drivers. I don't want to get too passionate about this, but I lose around 75% of respect for anyone who drives drunk and another 90% on top of that if they brag about it. The way that I think about it is this: if you're gonna drink adult things and drive adult cars, act like a real adult, think about yourself and other people, and be one of the smart ones. There's also people who sit on their phones whether they try to hide it or hold it up shamelessly above their wheel. With Siri and voice activation, you can hear and send texts, set a route, and make calls without looking at your phone. If you have an older car with no wheel music control, the only thing you can't do is put on a certain playlist, but almost every time, whatever people do on their phones, me included, can wait. Especially playing Candy Crush. That is just pointless. As a similar one to the headlight flasher, we've got the ass rider. I'll admit this, when I see someone going like 60 in the passing lane when everyone else is going 75 and someone rides their ass, I don't really get that upset. Might even support them doing it a little bit. But when I see all lanes full and someone stays 1.5 feet from the car in front of them who's at the back of a line of cars traveling at like 80 miles an hour, that's just dumb. And you know they know they're too close too, because their brake lights flash so much, whoever's behind them is like... Let me know which of these you think is the worst type of driver, if I missed the actual worst, and what videos you want to see. Yeah, I'm talking to you. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and it means a lot. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.